everyone's Chris Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com, thechrisvossshow.com. Hey, we're coming to you with a versus comparison we're doing, and we're kind of going to be having some fun with this. We're doing a versus comparison with the iPhones, and a couple of iPhones. We've got the Moto X, the HTC One, and a whole mess of Samsung. So let's check them out and see what happens. Okay, so let's get this started. We're going to go ahead and start running all the benchmarks and see how they do and how they're going to come out. Now, you may have heard that there's been some cheating that's been done by some of these different companies. The Note 3 specifically, they found some cheating where they basically have coded some lines of code to take and increase the processor speed based upon when certain benchmarking apps are run. And the increase is pretty minimal. It's 0 to 5%. In some rare cases, it was as high as 10. So when you do look at the Note 3 and the figures there, you can kind of maybe lop off 5 or 10% if you want from the numbers. So now each of these are different how they're going to run. You can see the iPhone 5S has come up with a first score. Doesn't necessarily mean it's faster. Basically, you know, the iOS 7 is different than Android. So there you have it. So let's see. On the iPhone 5S, we came in at 1415. 2568 is the multi-core score. On the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, it came in at 947 on the single-core score and 3052 on the Note 3 for the multi-core score. Now keep in mind, if you take off 10% of that figure, that's $300 roughly, or $300, or 300 points, however you want to call it. I'm going to call it $300. How about that? So you take that off, it's still beating the iPhone 5S. You can see here the Samsung Galaxy Mega came in at 635 in the single-core score, 1136 in the multi-core score. The Samsung Galaxy S4 came in at 1661, 1832 in its multi-core score. The HTC One, definitely a heavy contender, 620 for its single-core score and 1947 for its multi-core score. And on the Moto X, comes in at 679 at 1244 that we threw in there. And you can see the iPhone 5C came in at 712 with 1284. Now, like I said, there's even rumors that the iPhones, Apple is fudging the coding to make them work with certain processors and benchmarks. I think at this point we can figure that all of it's a little list at this point. So we give this to you for entertainment purposes so you can do comparisons and see what you want. To my best of experience and knowledge, I can tell you the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 is performing extremely well. It's super fast. It's got the latest 2.3 gigahertz chip. It has 3 gigabytes of RAM. Almost all these other phones might just have 2 or 1. So it's definitely made to move fast, and it's got a quad-core processor. In my mind, even if you lop off 10%, this is still performing at 2752, which by far beats your iPhone 5S. But I'll leave that decision up to you. We just present the numbers for you and the interesting thing, and you can decide what you think from there. Okay, so there you have it, versus comparisons on a whole mess of different phones. Be sure to check into our good friends at AT&T.com. It's AT&T.com with the fastest upload and download speeds. We really enjoy the phones that they have. And also, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to us on YouTube, and tune in often as we're doing tons of versus comparisons with all these different phones against each other. Cameras, benchmarks, operating systems, performance, all that good stuff. Be sure to stay tuned. Thanks for coming by.